Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Cap Tactical 66. So today we're going to be talking about EDC as usual, but this is going to be a video more along the lines for like your average person, somebody who's barely getting started into carrying different things, different essentials. So I know EDC pocket dumps have become very popular within the gun slash prepper slash tactical dude community. So this is going to be a video just some of the things I believe are your four fundamentals of what you should be carrying to make your life a little bit easier, and then just to feel more prepared. And so, yeah, and then just to, yeah. So three of the things that you probably are already carrying, these are not part of the my four fundamentals, but three of the things you might already be carrying are these three things in front of you. So starting for number 3, and then we'll work our way back up to number 1. So number 3 is your phone, probably. I carry an Android 7 Edge. Great source of communication. Also, there's so many abilities that you can use your phone for, social media, just different apps, just a ton of things that you can use your phone for. So that's number 3 for me. Number 2 would be a set of keys, and that's your house keys, car keys. I carry this, just my house keys, my car keys, and I swap them out because I do drive 2 different vehicles, so I just try to keep them simple. But I do have my truck keys, and then there's a key bar with all my keys inside it. So you might have a more simple type of key set or a bigger one. I don't know. I'm just saying keys are definitely number 2 for me. And then number 1 is my wallet. So this is just a Mott's leather. As you can see, Mott's leather design. I carry my IDs, my permits, debit, credit cards, and sometimes some cash. It just depends what I'm doing or where I'm at. So those are the things I think you already carry. So let's go ahead and go into the 4 fundamentals I think that I think are pretty important. So we'll start again from the very bottom. Number 4 is some way to make fire. So yeah, if you're barely getting into this and you're not much of a person, you're not a person who likes to be prepared for different situations. I am. So for me, number 4 is fire, just because you have the ability to make fire easily. I think, why not? I don't smoke or anything like that, but it could come, into good use for any situation. Sometimes you got to think about, shit does happen. You could be stuck in the middle of a storm somewhere, and I don't know, just different. There's a ton of different scenarios that can happen, and I like to have that lighter. So it's just, for me, that's why I ranked it number 4. It might not be a big priority for you, so let's go ahead and go on to the next thing. My wife, she does carry a lighter as well. She doesn't carry it on her person. She carries it in her backpack, but she uses it as just to hold her hair ties. So she doesn't really even know that she has it. I mean, she knows she has it, but she's not like, oh, I got a lighter in my backpack. For her, it's more like, oh, I have that one thing that holds my hair ties, but if I ever need it, I know I have a lighter. So even if you're a female, you can still carry one. It doesn't mean it's just a dude carrying a Zippo. You can carry a big lighter, just like that one. You can carry the smaller ones. Just there's, different ideas. Number 3 is going to be some type of self-defense weapon. So that's so many things. The majority of the time when I'm not at work, I carry a firearm. But sometimes if you don't have a permit, if you're not over the age of 21, or you don't live in a state where you can carry, you have to have alternatives. So for me, most of the time I'm carrying just a basic folder knife, which this is a Kershaw CQC6 Wave. So this is a pretty sweet knife. This, if you pull it out of your pocket, this will catch onto the lip of your pocket, and as you pull it out, it just is ready. So great self-defense weapon. If you're not comfortable carrying a big knife, you can carry a smaller knife. For example, my wife, she carries this, which is a CRKT minimalist. It's a super small knife. She knows that if she does have to defend herself, she can use this. It's a smaller knife, but it'll get the job done. For some of you that just don't like knives, there's other stuff you can use, like you know, pepper spray, which I don't have any. I need to get some. There's tasers as well. You know, there's different like batons and different little things out there as well, which I don't have any because, like I said, I carry a knife. My wife carries a knife, and when we can carry our guns, we'll carry our guns. So let's go on to number 2. So number 2 is a flashlight, and the same thing with the lighter. It's just like there's so many uses for a flashlight. I know a lot of the phones out there have flashlights, but they're not as strong. For me, I carry bigger flashlights just because I use them for both my jobs. Every day, I'm just constantly using that flashlight. So if you think that you don't need a flashlight that big, there's alternatives out there. There's all kinds of different brands that make different flashlights. For example, there's a Streamlight, which is probably the most common small minimalist flashlight, and it doesn't take any room in your pocket. But this is a Streamlight, and it's just like I honestly don't even know how many lumens this is, but it's a flashlight. I mean, it works. So if you're looking to get one, this is perfect, and they're cheap. So they just run off a AAA battery. So yeah, flashlights, they come in different uses. Like I said, any like an emergency type situation, or just making your life easier. If you're, it's dark out and your car dies and you're just trying to look in the engine bay, or you're trying to find some change under your car seat. Like there's just so many different things that you can use your flashlight for. There's, like I said, the amount of manufacturers that make flashlights now is freaking ridiculous. Like you can get something like this, which is an Olight, and it's just super. Look at this, super small flashlight, and it's cool. I mean, they don't all look black and tactical. There's cooler ones. So yeah, flashlights number 2. So number 1 is by far my most important tool that I carry, which is my multi-tool. This is a Leatherman Wave. It's a little bit bulky for your average person. Somebody who's just getting into this stuff is probably going to carry this for like a couple days and just be like, okay, I'm not going to carry that. That's way too heavy. I'm carrying like a toolbox in my pocket. So it definitely gets a little, you got get used to it, especially if you're just carrying it in your pocket, not like on a belt, holster or anything like that, or a sheath. So for me, I'd rather carry this than this, just because you do have a full-size blade in it. Well, this one has 2, so it has that one. Then it also has a serrated, like a rescue blade, and then your tools. So for me, it's just so important to carry that, just because, just like I've been talking about, like there's just so many different situations that I've already been in that I'm like, oh, I wish I had my multi-tool, and that was years before, but ever since, I guess just because of the work that I've always done, kind of puts me in a place where I've had to use them. So maybe it's just a habit thing. But my wife, she also carries a multi-tool, and she carries this, which she has like a little rescue whistle attached to it, but she carries a smaller Leatherman. I don't even know what this thing is called, honestly. It looks like it's a Style CS. So she's in the medical field, and she usually has like a medical pair of shears, but this one, she's told me, they work just as great as well, so she can use these if she needs. But it's just a basic little multi-tool. It's got a little blade. Let me see what else. It's got like some other things, I think. Yeah, here we go. They're like so tiny, and like it's got a little screwdriver. So if she ever has to pry stuff out, which she has a story, I'll probably tell you guys later. But she locked herself out of the house one day, and she used this to get back in. Don't tell me how, or don't ask me how, but she did. It's a pretty interesting story. So there's different options for you guys out there that don't want to carry this full size, freaking toolbox right here. There's also something more classy, like a Swiss Army knife, that you're going to have a screwdriver. Just carry whatever you think is going to be the most useful for you. If you're working in an office, you might use a screwdriver pretty often. You might use a smaller blade to open boxes, or screwdriver. I don't know. It just depends on what you are doing. All right, so the last category is going to be just other things, and these are going to be pretty specific to your lifestyle. So let's go ahead and take these things out of the way. Let's move these bad boys out. Flashlight. So the first thing is going to be a watch. I like to carry a different a timepiece besides my phone, just because I don't like to, be pulling my phone out and looking at it. I do have a smartwatch as well, but I don't use it as often. I just love this thing. It's a Sunto. So some type of timepiece is perfect for daily use, just because it's convenient. It's just awesome to use. I just like it. Next thing might be something like some lip balm. I don't know, depending on where you live, if it's dry, if you have that kind of issue. For me, I do, so I carry lip balm. Another thing is some type of pen. I like to carry my own pen, just because if I go somewhere, especially like if I'm going to a restaurant to eat, or I'm going to shop or something like that, if I want to sign a receipt or sign something, I don't like to use their pens, just because I don't know. I have a child at home. I have a baby, and I don't want him to get sick, so I don't want to like touch different kind of germs. I don't know. I might be a germaphobe, but I just rather use my pen, because people are dirty. Another thing is some kind of, I don't know, an iPod. I carry this not very often, but I know if I'm going on a long trip, if I'm going to go somewhere and sit for a long time, I know I'm going to carry my iPod so I can listen to some jams. So it's not an everyday thing, but it's it's something that I throw in my pocket every once in a while. Some type of handkerchief. Like I said, I do have kids, so if I know I'm out, with my kids, especially my baby, sometimes he burps and throws up. So I like to have this to clean myself off, clean him off, different things like that. So that's that. And the last thing is a small pocket-sized Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. So I have this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't ever carry this, but it was given to me, so I thought I'd just throw it in there just because it's small in pocket size. So that's that, guys. Hopefully you guys like this long AF video. I just been thinking, like, what are some of the most used things that I carry, and just try to be more informative, try to teach you guys, especially, like I said, the people that are new to this and don't really know what to carry. Hopefully this gives you different ideas, and just think about it, like, what are some things, or think about situations that you've been out and you were like, man, I wish I had this, or I wish I had this, or whatever type of situation like that. So depending on what you carry, it doesn't take a lot of room. So that's that, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll post this video. So thanks a lot.